Hey, listeners, a guest of mine has no idea we're going to celebrate her birthday. December 12th was her actual birthday, but today we're just going to do it anyway. I'm so excited. Uh, you guys better keep this hush, okay? You guys do know how to keep a secret, right? Who am I even speaking to right now? Anywho, she's an amazing way with words and speaking with others. What? Who? What? Her name? Oh, my bad. It's Jen Ward Hall, silly. The mother of gratitude. Oh, yeah. Totally. 10 Talk Radio Network, the Gratitude Collection. I mean, the list goes on. She's a screenwriter and many more things. She's just a creative, artistic joy. Okay? So thank you. I do know stuff about her. Okay. Anyways, so you guys, let's really make this like a really good time for her and let her know that she is family here and a voice to be reckoned with. And Jen Ward Hall, happy birthday from Brandy J. What's up, everybody? Thank you for being here. Brandy J's Voice to be Reckoned with, Season 3. Yes, for the 2020 vision, right? I'm so excited for what the vision is for the 2020 and for all of you, all your ventures. I hope all goes well, and I hope everybody really enjoyed themselves bringing in their New Year's. Today, I have with me a very special guest and friend, Jen Ward Hall. Yes, Jen Ward Hall. We just want to say happy birthday here at A Voice to be Reckoned with. We know that your birthday was December 12th, but I thought I'd do something a little special here for you today. Uh, Guys, please give Jen Ward Hall a welcoming ear and let's show her a good time. So just relax and enjoy the show. Thanks, guys. Don't go too far. Hey, everybody. Welcome to A Voice to be Reckoned with Brandy Joy. Today, I have a very special guest by the name of Jen Ward Hall. She has a radio show, radio network, the Choice Radio Network. And Jen, are you there? Should I call you Jen?
I
Or
am. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you tell us some more about who you are and what you do?
Hey, everybody. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate you having me on the show today, Brandy. I've been really looking forward to it. It's kind of funny the way that everything has happened with radio. And the only way that I can say that I'm connected into it is because my dad was a radio seaman in the Navy. And since his death, I've had like little parts of him pop up in different ways in my life. One of them being in radio. I think that's one of the ways that he's connected with me. But I went into a radio show talking about a short movie that I was producing, and I had no desire, really, no ambition to be on radio or have my own show or anything. I just wanted to be a producer and director and actor. And so on, and before we went on, when I was in the guy Voice Radio Network, we got on the show that lasted about almost 3 minutes. And then I started connecting with them, and I didn't realize that they were plugging one of their sponsors for the type of negative water they were manufacturing. And so I was able to go into the chemistry of it and everything. And the next thing I know, we took a hard commercial break, and they said, "Come over here, little lady, you need to be in the camera." And by the end of this hour-long program of us talking and having fun and talking about the movie that's being produced in Tampa, I started pitching my own show. And at the end of the program, by the time we left, I had my own show, a $30,000 salary, and was told go. And it was Monday through Friday from 9 to 11. And it was beautiful. It was called A Beautiful Day, because I really felt like this was, something from heaven that was sent for me. And Kim was my co-host. Kim has, she's like my other half. And my thing is that I'm a mother of gratitude, and I'm here to bring it. I want everybody to go to sleep thinking about gratitude in their own life, wake up, look in the mirror, and say thank you. And I want to bring people together with gratitude on a different platform in a different way. So for Kim and I, we're the mothers of gratitude, where every mother is a mother of gratitude, whether you have fur babies or children, that we are all innately nurturing people. And so our show is, we have celebrities on our show. We have a psychic that comes on. We have people that are healing, meaning they're therapists that come on, motivational speakers. We have Pearls of Gratitude, and Pearl is a motivational speaker here in Tampa. And she wants to get together like a she shed on wheels, is what we want to do, and go around helping people, and just go around and sharing the light.
Wow, that is awesome. I love everything you just said.
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's the one vehicle in radio and podcasting that I feel alive. Like this is what I'm supposed to do. Sure. And this past year, I've been writing a screenplay for Richard Grieco, from something that we were working on before, and it's a 5-part movie series franchise. And when I got to the end of it, and we copywrote it in October, November. At that point, I was shooting another short movie, and we happened to be shooting at this place called F3, which is the Florida Future Factory in Clearwater, Florida. And when I was upstairs, my production manager, Terry Hopkins, took me there. I didn't want to go. I'm like, just take pictures like you did before, just show. And he goes, no, you have to experience this. I'm like, nah, I just don't want to go. It was late at night. I just didn't want to go. So we end up all carpooling. And Terry's like, how am I going to get her over there? I'm thinking during the day, dude, give me, I don't need 30 at night, I'm going to be going into Clearwater at 9 o'clock at night. I'm tired. And we get over there, and it's this beautiful building. And David Yoakum, this is his brainchild. And before you walk in, there's the force on where you would press to open if you're handicap accessible, and the door opens, and it's all aviation, Star Wars, sci-fi. He has computer printers and everything. He's trying to figure out what he really wants to do with this building. And I'm like, we're filming. That's what we're doing. I need a podcast. And we need a podcast out of here. We need to film out of here. This is what needs to be done. And we go upstairs, and it's all medical rooms. And as we're going through, because I need one of the rooms I need to be my waiting area, and then I need an examination room for my movie. And as I'm walking down the hallway, I just start crying. And I'm like, Terry. And he's like, yeah, Jen, that's why you're here. I'm like, Terry. And he's like, yeah, I know. And it was the exact examination room that I had written, that when it came to me, it was like I was being downloaded with a video, and I'm just kind of like taking notes. And it's all there. Like, it's all real. Everything that I wrote, it's there. Everything that Richard told me to write a movie around manifested. Like, it just didn't manifest. It manifested beyond my wildest dreams. And yeah, and that's how good God is. And I almost hit the floor in tears. I mean, it took me, I just kind of like, I needed a minute before I really started doing, that ugly cry. Like, it wasn't going to be the pretty cry. That ugly cry. It was going to be, I'm on the floor thanking God, ugly cry. Just that's what it's about to be. And it was so funny because Terry was right the whole time. And I can't believe the way that everything has come about so beautifully, to where on my birthday, which was December 12th.
Yeah, it's happy birthday. I saw that.
Thank you. on, on my birthday in December 12th, I was at my girlfriend's house helping her plan for her Christmas party. And I didn't have a one candle wish. I didn't have a cake. We didn't even go, we were Christmas shopping hard. So my wish was to be at Five Guys for a hamburger that I hadn't eaten in like 6 years. You know, I just, let me just have that.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know, right? So it's like, no, we're going to be bad, but we're going to be really bad. It's like, you know, we're getting angry. And I'm like, so I said, my one candle wish that I don't have a candle for is I want my radio back. I want my podcast back. Like, and I want it back big. I want it to be so big I can't even walk around it. Like, this is something in my face that I can't, you know, here's your blessing, and you can't walk around this. You can't, you have to acknowledge it. You just can't say, oh, that's a coincidence or that's that. Here it is, in its grandest form. And the next day is when Steve Joyner contacted me.
Wow.
And I had befriended Eddie on Facebook, Eddie Deason, who was one of my contacts, Facebook, you know, people that you should know. And Eddie came up with all these people that I should know. And I'm like, we have all these people in common. So I Facebooked him as a friend, and I wrote him in Messenger, and we became Facebook friends. And we've talked on the phone, we've messaged each other, and he wrote something, and I wrote a smart ass answer on Facebook, and Steve did too, and I liked it, and I called him out on it or something, and said he was really funny. And so Steve was like, do you know who I am and how I can help you? And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm in Tampa minding my own business, you know. And at that point, Kim, because it had been about a year, Kim had called me and said, I really feel like God's putting on my heart, we're supposed to get back together. And to the point to where my husband is saying, Jenn needs you, where you got to get to Jenn because she needs you. And I'm like, that's really cool. So we had been talking about putting it together, how we're putting it together, what we're doing. And then Steve calls me, and we finally connect. And in the conversation of a phone call, he sets up like my month for podcasting. He sets me up. And it has been bigger and grander. It is the show that I've always wanted to have. Everything is coming together. David at F3 has made an entire room for podcasting that I needed specifically. And when he asked, when did I have that phone call with Steve? And I gave him the exact time. And he goes, that's funny. And I said, what's funny? And he goes, because I had a vision about this. And I'm cleaning out the room that we're supposed to have the podcasting room in. And we're going through a wall. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I got a sledgehammer. We're going to go through that wall. That's the production side. We're going to plexiglass over the kitchen part, so you're going to be able to see straight through 3 rooms. And I'm like, whoa. So he has gotten all the equipment, and we're going to be able to help other people podcast so that they'll be able to call in and we can set everything up for them. And it's just been such a beautiful, beautiful experience since my birthday. And somehow I've ended up being sick. So I think it's the universe saying, relax, which is something that's hard for me to do. So that's been my birthday happiness, I would say. Wow. And I'm looking forward to 2020. I'm looking really forward to it.
That's an awesome story. With saying that, you're looking 2020. What is it? Mm-hmm. What is it that you're most excited about leaving behind in 2019?
I got to tell you, it's amazing that you asked me that question. It's completely remarkable. I went to a. I know Steve is like messaging me. Steve, I'm on the radio.
You should know this.
You should know this. You should know this. My casting director, Bobby Hill, who was taking me underneath her wing, which is amazing. It's like a Steve moment, right? Steve Joyner moment, was taking me to a play. And I forgot I was going. Like, you know how you're like, yeah, I'll go. When is it? Next month? Sure, I'll go. And the next thing I know, she's like, are you ready? And I'm like, for what? And she goes, I'm coming over to your house. I'll be there in about an hour. And I'm like, okay. And we go, she's like, we're going to the Straz, remember? And I'm like, yeah. And I can't lie. I'm such a bad liar. So I'm like, I'm getting ready now. She goes, you sound like it. And we go, and it's called Eulogy of a Green Beret, and it's called The Last Out. And they give you these wristbands, green wristbands that go with it. And the play was remarkable. And the people that were in the play, it was like five characters. They were all veterans. One of them was a Green Beret. Wow. It was the most powerful play. And at the end of it, they have a Q and answer. And I said, I gotta say, we gotta make this into a movie, Bobby. We can't let this die. I don't care if it ends up on Broadway. This has to be a movie. We have to make this. And on one side of it, it says, let go. And on the other side of it, it says Eulogy of a Green Beret. Wow. The last out. And it's that you are the last out in your life, and you have to let go before you can go anywhere else. And so, and it goes into Afghanistan. It goes into kind of what's real things happened. And during the Q and answer, I said, my name's Jennifer Hall. I'm a producer director. I want to know if I can get the rights to produce this into a movie. I'm here with Bobby Hill. You guys know her. I want the rights. I want to do this. And so for 2020, I want to bring this so that everybody can start letting go of all the baggage. Nobody gets through this life unscathed. We all have something.
Yeah.
You know? Sure. And man, when you're going through a storm, it can hit you. It can rock you. You can be doing everything right. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you get T-boned out of nowhere. And, do you deserve it? No. Why'd you do it? I don't know. Why'd it happen? I can't help it. It's not something that you can help sometimes. It's not something you even see. You just get hit. And you have to let go of it. You have to forgive and forgive yourself and let go. And one of the things I was asking was right around my birthday was, why do we have storms? Why do we have storms in our life? And the answer that one of my friends gave me is like, well, something's got to wash it away, Jen. Something's got to knock it off all of us. When we've got this crap on us, something's got to knock it all off. And I was like, wow, that was my answer. Because nobody gets through unscathed. No. So I really, really want to, and either I'm going to be filming it like the play, because I think it's pretty powerful in the way that they already have it set up. Or I'm going to be spending some millions of dollars and making it like, Saving Private Ryan, where you're going to have the real bombs and all this, the real stuff that makes it real. And I'm really, really leaning on filming it like the play. Because I think they've done such a powerful job just in what they've done. And everybody needs to see it. And that way I could bring it without it costing a lot of money. Yeah. Because I just want people to see it. I just want them to get the message that we have to let go of everything.
Yep, let go. I kind of want to tear up a little bit over here when you're talking about it, because I'm like going through a storm right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and some of them you can't control. I mean, my hair turned white. Wow. I've been an insomniac since 2019. If you guys look me up on Facebook, Jenn Ward Hall, I have white hair in front, and I turned rogue. My hair was brown black before. I liked my black hair. I really liked it. I was happy with it. There was nothing wrong with it. And then it started turning platinum, and I'm like, man, I wouldn't mind having this in the 80s, when everybody wanted to be blonde. But no, not now. I wasn't ready for that now. I was ready for it 20 years ago. I'm not ready for this now. So I had to roll with it, you know what I mean? Because I was fighting it really bad. And so I decided, fine, I'm going to roll with it. And I found somebody to take me blonde so that now it's all coming in. And it's all coming in platinum in front. So I just went rogue. I said, fine, make the rest of it red, and we're rogue. I had to be my own superhero. You know what I'm saying? And I had to find her. I had to find my own superhero. So we could we could fly out of the storm. And it's been amazing, but this is my first year of sleep, and since I've been insomniac. So I'm really happy that I've been able to do my goals that I wanted to do within 1 year.
Yeah, well rested.
It's amazing what happens when you can't sleep, you know. So
that's amazing.
You got to let go, because something's got to wash it off.
That is so true. It's so true. I don't know. What do you think it is that, do you think it's fear why some people find it so hard to let go, or just so darn pent up, or not letting, just like, when you say let go, in my head, I imagine like just letting go a big sigh, and just relief. And some people are just so hell-bent on just holding on and just can't let whatever it is that may be, let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it's free falling. It's like literally being out of the airplane or being the bird pushed out of the nest, because I was pretty comfortable where I was. I mean, I liked my nest. It was cool, no big deal. I'm happy. And, but what happens when it disintegrates?
Yeah.
You're kicked out. So for me, letting go is free falling. It's literally free falling. I don't have a parachute. I just got my wings, and we're going to see where they take me. Have you ever read the book The Shack?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
wait, is it a movie too?
Yeah, they did a movie, but I wasn't happy about it. The book is so much better, and I hate when they try to Hollywood a book, and they kind of push through it without being, I think the integrity was a little bit lost. Because there's one part of the book where the Holy Spirit takes him, it's a garden, and he's like, there's nothing wrong with this garden. Why are we digging it up? Like, it's all pretty and eclectic, and why are we digging it up? And it's like, to get the roots out. You gotta dig deep, and we gotta go deeper. We gotta get all the roots out, so more things can plant, everything's gonna come up more beautifully. And my neighbor, I keep asking for things, and heaven keeps presenting me with them, so I'm going with it, right? Law of attraction. And I said I wanted a gratitude garden for my front yard because I lost all my grass. And, I couldn't resod, and watering it wasn't going to work. So I asked for a gratitude garden. My neighbor across the street heard the download. And the next day I have plants in my front yard. Now he's throwing them on my front yard like my dad would do or something. And so he's cleaning out his yard and giving me all these really cool plants. And one thing that I really wanted was a crepe myrtle, because he has 3 of them in his yard. And he came over, it was November or October, and he said, Jen, I got a bonsai for you. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm going to tear up. My dad, that was our thing. We did bonsais together.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, no one, girl, that this is heavenly. Like, this is something significant. And he comes over, and here's this 4-foot tree. And I'm like, that is no damn, that is not a bonsai. That's a tree. This is a tree. This is not a bonsai. And he says, dig a hole, and, I'll come and help you and see where you are later. So I have to drop everything. Thank goodness I have the time to do it. I had to drop everything and dig a hole that I've never dug before. And I have a small shovel that's like my size because I'm petite. And I'm digging and I'm digging and I'm digging. And he's going, you got to make it bigger, got to make it bigger. And I'm like, okay. So he come over and see what I'm doing. He goes, yeah, you're doing good. Just keep going. And I am digging, and I am hitting all of these roots, and I'm just hell bent on making this happen. And I'm as much as I can do until the point of exhaustion. And he comes over and he goes, you've done enough work. You've shown me that, you want this tree. So I'm going to do the rest, because you've already done the hard work. And let me show you what the easy work is. And he brings over this tool that I needed. And it's really super heavy on the bottom of the shovel. So you don't have to really do much. And he goes, look, all I'm going to do is drop it. And it's going to cut these roots in half, because you've done all the hard work. this is the easy part. And even though you don't think it's easy, you just didn't have the right tool. So he's showing me how to dig the rest of the hole. And then he does it for me and breaks open this beautiful tree and plants it and waters it. And we take care of it. And I am just holding back tears because that's exactly what I've done this year.
Oh my. Oh,
so you just gotta free fall. You just have to go and do as much as you can and let all of that momentum move forward and move you into where you want to go, because it's where you're supposed to be.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so welcome to the Mother of Gratitude. It's usually not this heavy.
Darn it.
But this is the Mother of Gratitude. This is the good stuff. This is the soul work, you know. And that's what Kim and I are about, you know, and doing it in a universal way to where no matter what religious background, political affiliation, no matter anything that might take us and divide us as a human race, one thing, or two things we all have in common. We have gratitude and we have heaven. And if we could just have both of those in those terms, then everybody gets it and everybody can receive it. So at the end of my show, I always say, you are blessed, you are loved, and you are sacred. Because if you are blessed, you can receive love. And if you can receive love, you can know that you're sacred and maybe be more gentle on yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can have a beautiful day.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Downloading the love and sending it out.
Very much. It's so crazy that we're sitting here having this, you know, this conversation, you know, because that's exactly some of the things that, you know, as for me, I've been not struggling with for me, but with others, you know, it's where I want to feel the love, and I'm just, you know, and it's like, what's wrong with everybody? I'm looking at like, what's wrong with everybody? What's wrong with you?
They're watching TV. That's what's wrong with them. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you go out in the world. I mean, if you watch the news, if you watch all the crap that's on TV, right, you would think we're at each other's throats. But when you go out into the world, it's really beautiful. And the cool thing is, I used to go, I consider Publix now my bougie grocery store. Because of being through my storm, I was left with not much, but what I was left with, I was grateful for. And so I started going to what I call my ghetto Walmart down the street. Because people would hit you up in the parking lot before you even got in the door, trying to sell you some stuff. And it was just, you know, it's my Walmart. And it is my favorite place to go shopping now because of how nice everybody is and how kind. And, you know, one guy was blind and everybody's helping him around the store. And, you know, he's got to get the right thing for his girlfriend. So he's asking for the right product. Because when he gets home, he better have it. And it was just really, really cute. It's really sweet. And I love my people. So it's been a really cool experience. And it's taught me a lot of really neat things that I feel like I've waited this long in my life to have this much fun.
Wow.
And I had to have everything basically taken away from me to see the real foundation that's there and the person that I'm really supposed to be in this life. And I'm not gonna, when I went back for her, I had no idea who I was going back for and how haunting that would be. But that's the next show. That goes in with my screenplay and with Richard Grieco, who is an amazing man. Richard I really want you guys to be able to see him one day through my eyes because he's such a Renaissance man and he's so damn humble. He really needs to have his own reality show or something. And it has really been a part of a really cool foundation, getting back into film and doing what I'm supposed to do with my life. And having the right people around me, like Steve and like you, to where the messages that I want to be brought out and the stuff that I want to be able to manufacture has the right elements in place so that everyone else can benefit from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, total sense.
Okay. So, and I'm really thankful, because without Richard, I wouldn't be where I am. And so we'll have we'll go into Greco land next time. That's what I call it. It's my favorite place. It's Greco land. It's got me back into my art. It's found the core that I needed to be, and writing a screenplay that I never wrote before. Finding the part of myself that he had no idea what he was asking for, and a part of me that was blocked out. And it's like the movie behind the movie. So it's really cool.
Wow. You basically just like shared almost all the things that I was, kind of wanted to flow with and ask you. Like, you answered it with Richard, I was going to ask biggest support or inspiration, and then the way you spoke of him, I could tell that he plays a big role in where you are right now in your life. So you've summed that up, and that's amazing.
Well, I think it's one of those things where, we miss having mentors. I don't know what generation we skipped it. It was almost like we are the last, my generation, Generation X, is like the last generation to have mentors. We didn't really, I could see them going away in my generation.
Yeah. And I was thinking the same thing the other day, like mentorship, like mentors.
Where are they? Where are these people that used to be the light that we could go to and take us underneath their wing and bring us into where we want to go and where we want to be? I mean, even in professions, even the highest professions, the doctors, the lawyers, they're not being mentored. They're just being thrown stuff. Here, go, do, and learn it. And it's not fair. It's a hard way to bring somebody up into an industry, to where the old school generation that we're a part of, Richard and I are a part of, and Steve, we're here to help other people. But it's having somebody like Richard believe in me as a person, and knowing what I want to do and saying, I believe in you, do it, go, do that, and let me know when you're done.
Amazing.
And that's
about Steve.
yeah. And that's exactly like Steve, he has that amazing quality to where Steve has just rocked my world. And, just like lightning hitting me, going, here's the lightning in the bottle. And we've caught it, and not only we've caught it, we've harnessed it. And it's our own power station.
Oh man, that's amazing. I completely understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate you, sharing a lot of what you shared. As I listen, I realize that I have a lot of stuff. We have a lot of similarities, a lot of things in common. I think Steve even said that too, but
yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. Especially from your creative and your artistic side. That's my everything. Just being creative and artistic, painting, and radio, all of that. And I had got out of reach with all that stuff too. And then podcasting, and then meeting Steve just brought it all back. So I've been messing around with poetry and just doing stuff, and I've just been in this whole other world where that other stuff that was bothering me or just sitting there wasn't even that really big of a deal anymore.
You're in the creative vortex.
Yeah.
It's the creative vortex, and that's what I see. That's what I've seen from the beginning. A couple of years ago, is just the vortex. And I didn't know who Abraham Hicks was. I started saying things that were Abraham Hicks like, and my friends that know Abraham and that follow all that stuff, I'm like, who is he? And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, who is he? Like, who are you talking about? And I thought it was just kind of funny because, we get the downloads. That's what I call it, the downloads from heaven. And it helps us move forward, but it gives other people validation in their own life. So when you're in that creative vortex and it just keeps going, it's gonna manifest what you're looking for and what you need. And in 2020, I just feel like there's a huge manifestation of everything that we've been doing is going to materialize monetarily, because the groundwork has been done, the hard work we've done. So it's time for the big shovel to come in and dig a little deeper so that we can grow into the people that we're supposed to be and blossom, and we can help other people and pollinate and make the world a better place.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something I would be a part of, I feel like no matter what, we're always going to have these things going on in the world that, aren't great, and some of them horrific. But I feel like humanity, people in general, if we could just love ourselves better and then love one another and help one another, that we can deal with these things, you know what I mean? Because we're helping one another. When one falls, we pick him up, when I'm strong, you're weak. When you're weak, I'm strong, we're just there. And we're not the ones trying to bring that person down. You look up and it's another, you know what I mean?
There's a vulnerability that, that goes in with that too. And I think people are just afraid. So what I want to do is have like a day of the week that Kim and I are putting together, a day of the week, for like opening the doors Tuesday or something, have a smile on Monday because you're going to get through it. And smile. Today's smile day, so everybody smile at each other. Be kind to one another. Let somebody in traffic, type of thing. And have something for every day of the week.
That's pretty rad. That's pretty cool.
So that we can, I call it play it forward, not pay it forward. I paid enough. My chalkboard's full on both sides, girl. I'm done. Play it forward and have fun with it. And that way, hopefully we can come together more as a society and be kinder and gentler with each other.
For sure. Hey, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Listen closely. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And then you can listen to me, Brandy Joy, with a voice to be reckoned with. Man, I tell you, Jen, you're just saying all the right things, because when you said that about playing it forward and having those little things for each day of the week, I work with second and third graders. Well, kinder to eighth, but
you got it.
I work with every day. I have to come up with something because they treat each other so horrible, so horrible, and I'm always. That it's not even about learning anymore, even though it always is. But you can't really teach if you don't have it. You know what I mean? Like, the kids just got to learn to treat. That's part of teaching. Look, give them learning lessons and be like, oh, here you go. You take your test. I take it as teach you how to be, wherever teaching is needed. If I need to teach you guys and help you learn how to treat each other, then that's what it is. But it's been such a task. But, every day I come home, I like doing it. I come up with new ways. And I did something like that. I made these little cards and I put, okay, today, Monday, or kind of call them kindness cards. Leave a card in someone's desk and tell them how, you know what I mean? Or great,
I like that.
Or ask one of your classmates what their favorite color is. Get to know one another. Just something different, just to get them, but put fun, in it, because they spend so much time tearing each other down and just doing the most worst things. I was like, I don't think I was like this as a kid. But, different times, you know what I mean? And TV and all this other stuff that we got. Kids don't do what they used to do, get out, ride their bikes, and, run up down the neighborhood anymore. They are on social media, and they are just not doing, I'm 80s. So, so I was like, not on this type of, I didn't have phones like that. Like, our heads running phones, We're outside running to the lights, street lights came on.
Exactly. Yeah. Or somebody whistled. It's time for everybody to go home.
Right.
One of my neighbors had a mad whistle. You could hear it from like a mile away, and it would be 5 o'clock every day, 5 or 6 o'clock. And that meant everybody better get their ass home. And it was time for dinner. Like everybody was off the street.
Yep.
And we all knew when Mr. Stefanik, would do his whistle, it was like, oh God, okay, time for dinner. But we were all outside, whether we liked it or not, whether we wanted to be or not.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
so it's hard to do that now.
It is.
And to let go, because I think we know how precious our kids are, but at the same time, if they don't do that, we're losing them. I'm not certain what we are cultivating in these kids. I haven't, because I have teenagers now, so I've gone from having the cute and cuddly child to a velociraptor. That's what
I feel. I got a mini one. I'm 13 in March.
Yeah. So my girls would turn into velociraptors, and it's like oh dear, because everything is cringy now. Can't hug them and snuggle them like I used to. They're taller than me. They're raiding my wardrobe. Can't find stuff, and it's cute and I like it, but man, I worry. The worry that I have now is different than it was when they were little.
Yeah,
because they're going to be out there with all those people, and I always said the world can wait, because the world's going to have you anyway. You can stay inside, but now it's like, you can't protect them from.
Yeah, you can't. As much as you want.
From social media.
Yeah, you just got to give them the right tools, and pray. You install the, and that's enough. You know what I mean? But they'll have their fall. They'll, like we did, they'll fall, and and if they fall, we just got to teach them what you do. It's not what you do when you fall; it's what you do after. You get back up.
Right. And the irony is, growing up, our parents came from the generation that had black and white TVs, right?
Yep.
And that was the difference between the caveman times, because our grandparents didn't have TVs, going in the 1900s. But now it's Wi-Fi. We're now the cavemen, because we have the pre-Wi-Fi and after Wi-Fi generations. And so automatically I'm looked at as the caveman, because I didn't have it growing up. Yeah. What do you mean you didn't have a remote growing up? We didn't have a remote. We were the remote, We were tethered talking on the phone, and they just look at me and I'm like, I swear to God, I'm getting a phone. I'm going to have it in the house. And they're going to be like, what the heck is that? It's a phone.
Right. It was ringing.
Ringing, and you can't move past the kitchen.
Right. Everybody can just hear me staring at me.
That's right.
I can't text on it.
You can't text on it. No, it's not an invasion of privacy either,
Oh man. That's so funny. I remember when the remote control, I think it was the cable box, the first one came out was Cox Cable, that little square box. Yeah, I remember my dad, when it first came out, and my dad had one, and he would leave the remote on top of the TV, and he would get up and still walk to change the channel. He said, I'm not using that. He said, that's a lazy control.
Oh my gosh.
But the remote, on top of the TV, he refused to use it.
Yeah.
Now it's like you lose the remote control. You don't know if you lose your mind. You're like, oh my God, remote control.
You can't function. If it doesn't work, what happened to my batteries? What are my batteries? What is it, a solar flare? What's going on?
Oh man, the things that we rely on now. And I sat back and I thought about it. I was like, it'd be so cool, because I don't know if they do home ec or anything like that anymore, but I still think it'd be so cool to teach kids how it was to, to have those those skills that, say, like, all this kind of went away, certain things we wouldn't have anymore, down to washing your own clothes out with hand, hanging it on the, you know what I mean? Or
we hung it outside.
Yeah, skill sets to have, just to say, if that's what it came down to in the world. Like, those things, those survival type type of, because they don't have a wash machine. They're like, oh, what am I gonna do?
Girl, that would be the class. Would be survival. That would be zombie apocalypse class 1-on-1. How to survive without Wi-Fi.
Right. Like other things to do, right? There's no internet, there's no phones, like they don't know what to do. So it's like, and I noticed that I've been working with schools since like I think about 6.5, 7 years, that when the kids don't have anything to do, that's when they start doing, like certain kids, I noticed they'll start going at each other or gossiping. It got really bad. So that's the goal this new school year, is finding things to redirect the kids from fighting with each other or doing this or doing that, just redirect, but in a positive manner, so.
Because all of that is fear-based,
mm-hmm.
all of it. And you're in the trenches, woman. Mm-hmm. You've got brass ovaries because you're able to do stuff that I'm not. And that wasn't my calling. But yeah, you're in the trenches when it comes to that, because everything that they're going through, it's magnetized in their own world, and it's just magnified on social media. So, the more fear that negativity they're putting out, the worse it's coming back. And you got a whole classroom doing that. Yeah. They have to figure it out, not to harness that.
Yeah, for sure. And I just always use every moment as a teachable moment,
right.
And I see that. Instead of just be like, no. You know what I mean? It's more like, let me humanize, let me show you, how to have empathy for, you don't know what someone else goes through when they're not here, they're at home. You know what I mean? So it's like,
oh, completely.
So yeah.
Completely, because I didn't have a safe place growing up. I mean, I grew up in a house full of teenagers. Everybody was drunk or stoned. And my dad worked days, my mom worked nights. My sister kind of took care of me. I was left on my own for so long. My neighbor took care of me. They were from the Bronx. I got their accent over my parents' Southern accent from South Carolina. So I'm a Southern child, Northern child born in a Southern family.
Wow.
So when I would go back to South Carolina, everybody would be like, what happened? How'd you give birth to a Yankee? I mean, it was like, because I had such a hard New York accent, and it's gotten better. But I do not have the Southern twang of the rest of my family at all whatsoever. So when you look at us, we all look the same, but we don't sound anything like each other, which has always been funny, because I've never lost it. And it's going from that to going into a school like you're talking about. That was like me growing up. I mean, it was hard. It was hard, and there was no safe place. But what I do remember are my teachers, and they became the pillars and the foundation of my life.
I wonder what Jen would think if I asked her about coming on like once a week, or even doing a gratitude snippet to keep hearing us and a voice to be reckoned with for our listeners. That'd be so cool. Wishful thinking. Well, that's my wish. Hint, hint. While every shelter pet is unique, some love a good game of fetch, and others would rather snuggle on the couch together. However, there's one thing that they all have in common. They're all pure love. Right now, millions of pets across shelters and rescues across the country are waiting to be adopted. Did you know that only 44% of dogs and 47% of cats in American homes come from animals, shelters, and rescue groups? The unique qualities of each and every shelter pet add up to an incredible bond between every shelter pet and parent. I love pets, and I think they're just so giving and loving, and they just show you the best, of what love is. And this is all from an little animal. They come in all sizes, big, small, furry, not furry. But like I said, love, love. If you're thinking about getting a pet this holiday season, make sure to visit the shelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, Maddie's Fund, and the Humane Society of the United States. Please consider these animals need love, and they need you, and you need them. Thank you. And a voice to be reckoned with. We support the animals and their safety and their love.
So all the good things that I knew was inside of me, they would show it. Yeah. And that's what you're doing to your kids.
Yeah. So it's about, it's not just about teaching, book teaching, it's way more deeper than that. It's seeing the bulbs come on when they finally receive or get something, or, just when they say the most funniest stuff and you're not supposed to laugh. It's just watching them grow from kindergarten to like sixth, fourth, fifth, just watch them just grow. It's just like, and mature, and it's like one of the most like rewarding gifts, that I've ever.
One of the most beautiful things about teachers like you, and it speaks volumes about what you're doing with the kids, because you're their safety net, you're their safety line.
Yeah.
You have no idea the power that you have. We all have the power of life and death in our tongue, but to be a teacher for children who don't have a home life that's not nurturing, you're the replacement, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, definitely. And I take that very, personal, and I don't take it lightly, because I pay attention closely, and I could see disappointment. It could be anything, with the disappointment in a kid's eyes if I forget something or just whatever it may be. I'll remember it. And then I'll go back to it, and I'll say something, or I'll go over to, because they're kids. So they're just, I just I don't know what it's like on the other side for them. And if they're used to just, like, it's just like at home, or she's just, I don't ever want to be that for them. I want them to know, hi, I'm human. I'm trying my best. Yeah, my students, they know I'm a hot mess. Like, they know I never know my phone. Okay, I've hired so many. They're my assistant. I'm like, okay, she's the assistant. She's that. Okay, you know where my phone is. Okay, go get that.
But that's good, because you were giving them, you're giving them power to help them.
Yeah, they love it.
And when you give them that ownership of education, that helps their self-esteem.
Yeah. It's my little buddies.
That's awesome. How many kids do you have in your class?
This year, I go between two classes, but my main class is the combo second and third grade, and I think there's altogether 22 at the most.
Wow.
I would say, yeah. And the great thing about this group of kids is I've been with them since. I've been with the second graders. I've been with them since they were in kindergarten. I've been in each one. So every year I come back, I've always been that, because I'm not the certified, like the teacher of the classroom, but I'm that big support. Like my job is very important. Like if I don't go to work, I'm messing up somebody's day. So we're very much needed. So I deal with like reading and phonics and that support. Because there's so many kids that one teacher, can't give, her time to each.
Right.
As she would want, he or she would want to. So yeah, I've been with these kids since they were in kindergarten, and now they're both second and third. So it's like my little, family. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Grow.
That is awesome.
Yeah, you get attached to, like if one doesn't come back, or or ditches off to to another school or whatever it may be, you're like, oh.
Well, they become your family.
Mm-hmm.
These are your kids, literally.
Yeah. Yep. That's one thing I can say about them is I don't really, anything that happens outside or what I'm going through is pretty much forgotten as soon as I get there. So.
How long have you been a teacher?
I've been working. I started work because before I was advocating for families with foster care and stuff, and I got that through an intern, and then I became an office manager. And so my son was going to his school, a charter school, and I was very, I knew the staff very well because I always volunteered, you know what I mean, then all that stuff. And then one day I come in because I wasn't working at other place anymore, and they were like, luckily I didn't wear my pajamas that day when I dropped them off. They're like, so did she tell you you're working today? I said, huh? And then that was when he was in first grade. He's in seventh grade. Yeah, seventh grade now. And so, yes, from first to seventh grade, that's how long and I was working in my son's school with him from first to, I think it was sixth grade. Been in the same, because we went to two different schools because our first school got shut down after a few years. And then I ended up getting a job at his second school. But I had to remove him I just separated because things weren't going too well as far as, that's when the bullying and all that started to manifest and occur.
Buzz driving is drunk driving. And if you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Did you know over 10,000 people lost their lives due to impaired driving fatalities in 2017? Enjoying a night out and find yourself oversharing or taking too many selfies? If the answer is yes, then you're noticing your buzzed warning signs. Buzz warning signs include over-texting, taking too many selfies, oversharing, chugging water to sober up, turning the music down to focus, chewing gum, popping mints, eating snacks to soak up the alcohol, drinking coffee to sober up, splashing water on your face, doing jumping jacks. Wow. I mean, all these things to do to sober up to drive, when hey, how about you just don't drive? When you spot your buzzed warning sign, call a cab, car, or friend when it's time to go home. Just don't drive home. A message brought to you by NHTSA, NHTSA, and the Ad Council. Thank you, and a voice to be reckoned with. We support the no drinking and driving. Senseless, careless, and just wrong.
How do you think is the easiest way but to nip it in the bud for bullying?
Oh, wow. Well, it's not easy, but it's necessary. I think we can't treat anything lightly. Like it has anything like from making fun of someone, anything, you have to nip it in the bud because they're doing it at someone else's expense. And I know for me, I don't like to be the brunt or the joke or anybody disrespecting or making fun of me, So I think when you start right there and then you engage and then you have to already know what you're working with. Kids are mean to them. There's mean, okay? I'm telling you experience there. Mean. You know what I mean? You have to be a listen. I walk around a lot because I'm a safety at recess too. And I listen without even, I'm just kind of like, kind of listen in on stuff. I pay a lot of attention to body language and to what's going on around, and you have to engage with them. You can't let any of it slide. All of it is a teachable moment. But I think to nip it in the bud, you have to have something put in place already. Like you have to talk about it, because even if you have control in your school, it's going on in the rest of the world, and so you have those things going on outside when they go home or watch the news. You have to address those things at school, the mass shootings, all that stuff. You have to talk about these things, help them
Mm-hmm.
work it out and understand these things. You have to put programs into place where like kids can bond with each other. If you have a certain group that doesn't really like clicks, they don't really talk to the others. I noticed that a lot. Then you should do things. You find out what kids like to do, and you do things to put them in settings. You don't force them, but kind of to start, working together. Especially with the young girls, because we're trying to raise women here, young ladies.
Exactly.
And that's a thing that I really just don't like when I see girls, women in general, but young girls putting other girls down. And so even that too, you have to because they go home and they get it probably too, and that's probably why they're doing it at school. But if you have a really good school to where that's part of your curriculum, as much as your your curriculum, math and all that stuff, that has to be too. And I think you'll most likely you won't be perfect, but you'll have a chance. But you have to be consistent with it, because they're consistent with it, and it has to be consequences. Just has to be. So that's
I
what
agree.
I think. So I think
Good.
so.
I hope that helps a lot of parents out there,
I
and
mean,
teachers and people.
I hope so too. I mean, as far as where I'm at right now, I don't have that power. All I can do is be the person who I am to these children and to any child that crosses my path. But that's why I want to start my program, my foundation, for stopping the pain, and that's for the bullies
Mm-hmm.
and the bullies, so they can come together. And the bullies, they can, turn that, because they lead other people. People follow that mess.
Yeah, they do. They want to see what's happening next.
Yeah, and they're known as like the cool
entertainment.
Person.
Yeah, it's entertainment.
Mm-hmm. But I want to turn that leadership into a positive. I want them to be looked at in a positive manner and not in a negative way. So, and the voice for the bully, so they feel empowerment, and they don't feel weak, by what someone else says. Their own opinions of them don't make who they are. So I've just really been, just with all my heart, just really wanting people to see how important it is, and that our children are dying.
Especially the way that, you really hit the nail on the head when you said that person was a bully because they were waiting for someone else to do it first. Mm-hmm. So if you're going around with that much weight on your shoulders, to where you're potentially waiting for someone just to bash you, so you're going to do it first before anybody else does, that's a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of weight to carry.
Yep.
But a lot of it it's fear-based. They have to forgive themselves. They have to forgive everyone else, and move forward. And it's one of those things that even, we need to have a class on common sense, or, something about common sense and how to treat people and how to treat ourselves.
Yes. That's funny you say that, Jen, because I was just telling somebody the other day. I was like, I think the common sense was free, but I guess it's not anymore.
It's not. They don't have it. They don't have it. And what was it? It was like a statistic, like 25% of the population is walking around without a conscience. And
that's scary.
Yeah, and I'm like, what happened to them? I mean, I went through easy company growing up with my parents and my family being a hot mess. What happened?
Right. What's your trauma?
Yeah, like I had bullets coming at me. What happened to you?
Right.
Because we have to be there for each other, and for the other generations, and mentoring, going back and mentoring. It's everything.
They need it in the worst way.
Yeah, we do, especially now.
Because look, what are they doing? They're committing. Every time I go and do my research, because they're not going to put it on the news, for it. Like, because if they did, it'd be a whole lot.
Right.
There's a whole lot of kids killing themselves on a daily basis, and it goes back due to being bullied,
right.
and not about 90% of them have reached out and asked, and their families have said something, and the schools kind of downplay it, and then boom, something tragic like that happens, and even after the fact, no one still takes accountability, and now you have these parents and these families that are, like, just lost. And I removed my son immediately when it became physical. I didn't care what anybody said. Oh, he needs to be in school. What are you going to do? I can give two, excuse my language, shits
Right.
about school right now. My first job is to protect him and keep him safe.
Exactly.
And school can wait. He can't go to
college
school.
Can wait. College can wait.
Yeah. He has to be alive and well. Yeah.
Exactly.
To make it there. It's crazy.
Yeah. Because all of that stuff just kind of, it becomes the crust on us. Mm-hmm. So that, we all have some, we can easily have PTSD without being in a war. We just have walking through life. So when it comes to, going through the storm, something's got to wash it off.
Yeah.
When you got to come out on the other side of it and know that you have choices and there are answers. And if you ask for help, help will show up.
Yep. It surely will. And you hit it on the head when you said mentor, because it's up to us, the teachers, the parents, the officers, the all of us to make that, give these kids a platform to be able to be something and be great and be somebody. They can't do it by themselves. They got too much going on in their heads.
You have too much by themselves. One of my favorite movies is Kubo and the Three Strings, where his ancestors are coming back to kill him, and at the end when he plays his little guitar and his grandfather, I guess, becomes human again. Everybody around him, instead of telling him, he doesn't have any memory. He just wakes up and he's like, who am I and where am I? And they raise him back up. And they say, what a good person he was. You did this, you did that. You're such a good person. And instead of instilling into him, you're evil, you're horrible, you almost killed, you're terrible. That's society. We love going into that direction of negativity.
Yep.
If we took those kids, instead of saying what they are and cursing them for generations, and say, you're good, it's inside of you, I see it. You don't see it, but I see it. And have that, we'd be so ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Be able to turn around those neighborhoods, because the only way that we're going to be able to turn around some of those places in our country that it's not getting any better no matter who's president. It's not getting any better no matter how much we're throwing into it, how much money we're putting into these neighborhoods and these communities. If we don't send in the mentors,
exactly.
You got to send in the mamas. You got to send in the mothers of gratitude to shine the light.
Yeah, for sure. It takes a village,
It does.
It can be done too. It can so be done, but it's like everybody's worried about the wrong stuff instead of what's important. You know what I mean? Like humanity. Like what's that about? Like what's going on? Because all the stuff we're talking about and that we're dealing with, you can't take that with you when we're gone. So I don't know. I mean, what's the point of doing all of it? Yeah.
That's the sacred part. When you're blessed, you're loved, and you're sacred. So when you understand the sacred, I know you need to write a book about this. When you understand the sacred, you can appreciate your own life and you can appreciate others.
Yeah.
Like we think, when we look at babies, we understand they're sacred. When we look at our dog, we understand that's a sacred being. When we look at ourselves, we're ready to tear each other down and ourselves down. And we don't look like this person in the magazine. Well, who says the magazine's not trash to begin with? Nobody looks like that. Don't be showing me a teenager on a cover saying that that's supposed to be me at my age. You're degrading her age. Let her be a teenager. She's airbrushed anyway. We're not really helping each other with what media is throwing out at us, and it's not real life. And so bringing back the real and making that a priority and making that sacred.
I like that, Jen. Bringing back the real. You mind if I use
that? Yeah. You gotta. You're missing it. You don't.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's like making gumbo. You can't rush that. As much as I would love to rush making gumbo, You know, you got to let it simmer. You got to add the ingredients a certain way. You got to get your roux right, or else the whole thing is wrong. And it's complex, but when you finally have it, it's the most amazing thing you can have. You had to wait for it. And it's the waiting that everybody hates. Nobody likes to wait. Everybody wants it right now. You just want to pop open that can and have your grandmother's roux, and it's not going to happen.
Right? They can get there faster than...
You can't microwave it. You can't Traeger it. You can't barbecue it. You gotta just let it simmer.
And that's a very valuable lesson, because if they can't learn to wait and to simmer, then the anticipation of wanting things a lot faster turns into probably doing negative things to get it to happen, you know, a lot faster. If
I didn't have to take it this year to sequester myself and write, because my mojo was off. I mean, I was saying it on Facebook, my mojo's off. I can't even cook now. I'm burning cranberries Thanksgiving. What the hell? You know, Rachel Ray, 2 ingredients, and I screwed that up. And so it's like, I had to get a new pot. I mean, it was bad. So when I realized there was something wrong, there was something off, you know, I had to go back to the project I was at before and write. And I kept hearing this little voice, you know, this voice saying, Jen, you got to write. You need to get back. You got to write. And I didn't want to do it. And when I started doing it, when it was presented to me that this is what we're doing now, and, you know, God, the universe didn't give me, you know, heaven didn't give me any answers. They just said, this is what you're doing. And so that's what I started doing.
Wow.
But I had to close off everything else. I had to close off my friends that said I was crazy. It's not fair. You're sitting at home and writing. That's what I was told. And then I was recently told by my girlfriend that said that to me, because I was like, oh. And then I started going, God, I have to get my resume together. I got to get back into medical equipment, and outside sales and everything. I was really getting, having a lot of stress about it. I started stressing really bad about, am I doing the right thing? Am I being responsible? Am I being the highest functioning corporate person I could be? All of those answers are no. That's not me. This is not the person I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be corporate. I'm creative. I have to embrace it. And when I started just lasering in on doing this, and I don't know if it's perfect, I don't know if it's good, but we're pulling the trigger and we're copywriting it. And we're always going to have to make the scenes different anyway, or the different parts of the movie to where it's, you know, it smooths it out over here. We're going to polish it over there and transition it better for the audience. That's always going to be there, but you just got to finish it. And so finishing it and letting go and being ready for this year has been the greatest gift I could have given myself. And it's the absolute hardest thing I've ever had to do, is to just relax, knowing I've done the hard work and the big shovels are being brought in, and I can see it and I can feel it and I can hear it, and it's here. So my wish for you and the rest of our listeners is that for 2020, you would be able to let go and to shake off anything that was holding you back and embrace the person that you're supposed to be, and fly, and just fly and soar.
I like that. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome. You're going to be excited about listening to this over again.
Right? I'll be all like, oh, man, I think it's going to be like probably the only one that I've had that really, like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm going through like transition and stuff, and you know what I mean, like personally while I'm listening to it, because I felt a shift very much so during this show. Like it was like this release.
Wow.
And,
awesome.
This lift of a little bit of uncertainty. You know, so I got some things ahead of me that are very scary, and I've been trying to dodge them, but I just know they're not going anywhere, you know, but my perspective has changed, and I just have to trust and let go. It's gonna be okay.
You know what we call that? That's your MOG moment. That's your Mother of Gratitude moment.
Oh,
It's like Oprah's aha moment, but it's a Mother of Gratitude.
wow.
So you just had the MOG moment.
Oh, man.
And for your kids, you have that too. Because there's just some stuff that we can't get through. There's some stuff that happens no matter what we do or how we try to fix it, put it back together, glue it. You know, I'll come back on for another show telling you about my dad, how he came to me, and then how one of my friends came to me. It was like a Moses type of thing. It was like Old Testament type of thing, and make my way straight, and then I couldn't fix it. And I'm like, I'm Irish, so I'm just like, girl, I'm just stubborn sometimes. And I'm like, I can fix it. I can Tinkerbell this. I just need 20,000 gallons of, cement and some rebar, and I can fix this thing, and I couldn't throw enough love on it. I couldn't throw enough dedication on it. There was nothing I could do. And I had to let go, and I didn't want to. And my hair turned white, and I just had to go. I just had to go with it in this fog, and I can't sleep, and I didn't know who I was. And, on the other side of it is Hollywood. I mean, think about that. On the other side is Hollywood. And out of nowhere, there's Richard Grieco going, you want to make a movie? So, and it's been really amazing and inspirational ever since.
Wow.
And you have to think about what your legacy is going to be, because it's going to be manifesting in 2020. A lot of us, it's going to be manifesting in 2020 for the rest of us. So whatever your serious passion was, go look at those pictures when you were a kid. What were you doing? What were you writing? Find your artwork, find yourself. And that's the person that you're supposed to manifest in your life. Never leave that person. Never forget about them, because they're always going to be there for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm just trying not to cry.
Oh, no, you can cry. You can cry. That's a part of my show.
Oh, man. Wow.
That's a part of my show. You got to go back for that person. And you're seeing that person. You're seeing little bits of light in that person that you were when you were in third grade, and all those people that you're with. Those are little parts of you. And stuff that's happened to you is in your classroom every day. Yeah. That can be your little helper ghost of you. Mini me running around. Fixing them because you see it.
Yeah.
And they're blessed because of it. And they're loved and they are sacred because of you. I know, I'm going to make you cry.
Or well, I'm supposed to do that on your show, not on mine.
I have TVs on mine. You're going to see it all on mine. We're going to be you in. So, yeah. Well, I'm going to get going.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. This was an amazing time.
This is a good transformation. This is a really great transformation. My show, A Beautiful Day, starts next week at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing Facebook Live, and then we're going to be uploaded probably on Tuesdays. It'll be easier. But our show is going to go, we're going to be throwing down Monday nights and Thursday nights, and then sometime in between, because I really want to be able to get back to doing this as much full time as I can, because I know it's one of the things I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, for sure.
So, playing it forward and being there for people and teaching them how to be there for each other.
Amen to that. We need more like it, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, from me into your classroom. I want to be there with you.
Take
gratitude with you every day.
I will. I definitely will. And I'll take you with me every day too.
Amen.
You're part of a Voice to be Reckoned with family now too. So,
I love that. I'm very honored. I'm really just excited and so thankful, because I would be lost if it wasn't for this manifestation. I'd be seriously asking some questions. Yeah. I would be like Moses making my grand commandments, like what happened. It would not be pretty, but this is an amazing manifestation that's better than anything that I could have ever dreamt about doing myself. And you have to simmer and let it all come together.
Yeah, for
And it
sure.
will. So you are blessed, you are loved, you are sacred. Have a beautiful day. Thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate you, we love you. And be kind to each other out there.
Yes, be kind.
Kind.
Okay, thank you, Jen.
You are welcome. And I will talk with you soon.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I know that I have a newfound friend. Her name is Jenn, and she has a light from within. 2020 must be a year of many things, and what I know, Jenn Ward Hall, I'm excited about what this year brings. Happy late birthday, and thank you so much. Love you, Jenn.